The race for the White House has started, and the outcome of the US 2020 presidential elections aren't something to take lightly, because they will impact the rest of the world and potentially your investments. To help you understand what's going on across the pond, we've decided to ask 4 questions to our Head of Investment Strategy, David Semmons, about the election and the Democratic primaries. Hi David.
Hi Rosie.
Could you start by explaining to me the difference between the Republicans and the Democrats?
The Republicans and the Democrats are the two main US political parties, and if you were to put them on a spectrum, the Republicans would sit on the right and the Democrats would sit on the left. It's probably simplest to think about them as being equivalent to the Conservatives and the Labour Party within the UK. And obviously they've got different opinions on various political issues, but one of the key ones is that the Democrats believe in a larger government and therefore a higher tax rate, and the Republicans believe in the converse, so smaller government and a lower tax rate. But it's important to note that within the Democrats there's a scale, so on the further left you've got people such as Bernie Sanders, who self-identify as a socialist, but you've also got Joe Biden, who is very centralist on many issues and so is seen as much more moderate.
What are the US primaries and when will they be finished?
The US primaries began earlier in February of this year and will run until June. The winner could be known as early as April or May and will be formally announced in July. Primaries are a bit like long-run popularity contests that the parties use to choose their presidential candidate. Typically, an incumbent president would run unopposed, but this year is different. The outcome there appears fairly certain given Donald Trump's popularity within his own party is sitting around the 94% mark. However, the outcome for the Democratic primary remains very much up in the air.
So, when is the main US election?
So while it feels like US presidents are constantly campaigning, as per tradition, the election is the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. So likely on the morning of November 3rd in the UK, we'll know the name of the next US president. But that's not all the changes that we'll see. All of the House of Representatives, which is a bit like the House of Commons in the UK, will be up for election, and a third of all senators will also be up for election.
So lastly, David, what are the chances that Donald Trump will win again?
So this very much depends on who you talk to, but at the moment the betting markets are giving around a 60% probability of Donald Trump being re-elected in November. But it also depends very much on the opponent that he faces, and this won't be known likely until the summer. However, at Wealthify we're keeping a strong watch on the US election, and we stand ready to act to shelter your investments if necessary.
Great, thank you David, that was really helpful.
Thank you Rosie.